Hello, I'm Armin Budish. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, we'll make book that the Cleveland Public Library has events you need to check out. Then, we'll take time to tell you how to keep your teeth in tip-top shape. Is it unsettling to consider a life settlement? We'll offer advice to help you settle this question. Plus, we'll check up on matters of health as you mature. And can you get copies of your medical records?
It's time to get GOing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. This summer, if you need proof that reading is not for the birds, just head to the Cleveland Public Library. There's a unique nest that's perched there, and you won't need binoculars to spot it. Pam Iredam has joined us to tell this tale. Pam is the Fine Arts and Special Collections Manager for the Cleveland Public Library. Thanks for joining us today, Pam.
Thank you.
So, Pam, we're talking about a piece of art, but it's at the library. It's not at a museum. Why is that?
Well, the Reading Nest is the fourth installation of our annual See Also program, and this brings temporary works of art to the Reading Garden at Main Library. And this fits perfectly with the vision of the library to create community, imagination, and knowledge. It's another way to also have self-expression so all the residents of Cleveland can experience this.
And this is a piece of art at the garden that's part of the Eastman Garden, that's part of the
Right.
Cleveland Library. So tell us about this piece, the Reading Nest. I mean, is it a nest? Can you actually crawl in there?
It's a huge nest. It's 30 feet wide and 12 feet high. You can actually walk up to it, you can walk around it, you can walk into it. This is a way you can experience the piece yourself in your own personal way. It was designed by the artist who is a graduate from the Cleveland Institute of Art named Mark Riegelman, and he now lives in New York. Each year we pick a theme and we ask artists to submit a proposal based on that theme. And this year's theme was big ideas in small spaces, and we really thought Mark's piece really was a perfect choice.
It's a nest. Tell me, what's the significance? Why a nest?
Well, the artist sees the Reading Nest as a way to reignite our world of wonder as we experienced reading fairy tales when we were children. And what better place than the library to do this? The work is inspired by objects in nature that have always been associated with knowledge and wisdom. So we have trees of enlightenment, scholarly owls. All of these are symbols and myths. They symbolize growth and enlightenment and knowledge. And this is still embodying the idea of the myths.
Is the nest made of little twigs that the birds pick up on the ground?
No, well, big twigs.
Big twigs.
Actually, Mark went around Cleveland and he created this piece from discarded wood that he collected from various Cleveland industrial and manufacturing resources. It's a great example of upcycling. So the nest itself is colored in hues of gold, and it's inspired by the legend of the griffin. And the griffin is a legendary mythological beast that had the body of a lion and the wings and the head of an eagle. And this
That's
way,
what we're looking at. Is a
right?
griffin there. Okay.
And the griffin is often seen sculpted at guarding entrances of many civic buildings, such as the Cleveland Public Library.
Very good. So, if we want to go see this nest, what are the hours and how long will it stay there?
The library is open, including the garden, from Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and the nest will be available to view up until the end of November.
And when do we see the size of the birds that are going to come out of that nest? No, just kidding.
Well, yet you close your eyes and imagine.
All right. Well, Pam, thank you very much. The library always has exciting things going
Thank
on.
you.
It's a great place to visit and to spend some time. Thank you.
Thank you.
So be sure to check out this unusual and creative booking at the Cleveland Public Library. My thanks to Pam Iredam for encouraging us to spread our reading wings this summer.
Find out more by calling the Cleveland Public Library at 216-623-2800 or visit their website, www.cpl.org. Next, open wide for oral advice. But first, yesterday marked the 44th anniversary of astronaut Neil Armstrong's One Small Step for Man, One Giant Leap for Mankind. With this leap of faith, he became the first man to set foot on the moon. But just how much of a mark did his boot make on this lunar landing? We'll fill in the answer when we return.
They haven't been inducted to a Hall of Fame. They don't get stopped for autographs or photos. They don't have entourages or shoe deals. But they still deserve our applause and admiration because they are fighters, believers, heroes. We are the Metro Health System. We are the proud sponsor of the comeback.
When Neil Armstrong stepped into history with his moonwalk, his footprint made a big impression. 13 inches by 6 inches. But this large size won't earn him any special footnote in history because the exterior of all astronauts' boots share the same dimensions.
The National Senior Games, they're underway right here in our hometown of Cleveland, and gold is the goal. But is gold medal the right medal when it comes to a winning grin? Dentist Steve Marsh is here to medal in these mouth matters, and his coaching is sure to lead you to an award-worthy smile.
Oh, that was a mouthful.
Isn't that good?
Yeah, very cute. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Steve. So, Steve, tell us, what's the first step in our game plan, if you will, for
the senior games? I thought that's a perfect way to lead into this. One of the things that we always encourage athletes to do, and it's funny, I was thinking you and I now qualify for the senior games.
We do.
As participants, not observers. But one of the things we encourage for our patients who do a lot of athletics, regardless of their age, is we make mouth guards, and these are called mouth props. What I like about it is you can do them in different colors, but it helps protect the teeth. So whether you're a senior participating in the senior games or a young man, the blue one, obviously a Michigan fan, it's good to protect your teeth when you're doing those activities.
So if we already have trouble with our teeth, if we've maybe not used the mouth guard like we should, what's next? Is gold the prize?
Well, you know, we used to use gold a lot, and I'm going to actually hold up a gold crown for your viewers. This is what we used to use a lot. It's still used in the back teeth. It's still a wonderful restoration. One of the issues, obviously, is the cost and the color. The cost of gold is quite high, as we know. So that today we use a lot of porcelain crowns, and I'm actually going to hold up a porcelain crown. So today we've gone to all porcelain crowns. They work well. The porcelain is 3 to 4 times stronger than the porcelains we used to have. So now we're confident using these as in posterior areas of the mouth, molars and bicuspids, and not just in the front.
In the senior games, silver takes second. Is silver involved in fillings anymore?
Well, we don't use them in our practice, haven't for about 15 years. You know, silver is half mercury, those fillings. The other thing is that over time they crack and they don't do very well. So we have some pictures of some patients that have had those sort of restorations.
Sounds good.
This is a perfect before and after. It shows the gold as it was used in silver on either of the other two teeth. You know, your viewers in the age group, the 50, 60, 70, that's generally what their mouths look like, and over time those can break down. When those were replaced, you can now use all composites, which are tooth-colored fillings, and then the gold was replaced by an all-porcelain crown. So it not only looks good, but it gives the tooth a lot of strength. So silver is generally not used. It's also an environmental problem when it's used in a dental office and disposed of.
Okay, and you have another way for us to win too.
Well, we thought we'd show some other pictures of patients who've had them. This is a patient who actually, talking about sports, was a football coach. He also was a football player, a very good one. He had an old silver filling in the middle of that bicuspid. And one of the things that happens with silver is over the years, it'll actually creep out a little bit. And generally, with a lot of compression on that silver filling, you'll start to get microscopic fractures. And a lot of people in our age group have had those fillings. Today, when we take out that filling, we can be very conservative. Just remove the filling and then bond in a tooth color restoration. Again, that's not a crown, but it's actually a composite tooth color restoration that fills the hole in, and it also holds the tooth together and eliminates the fracture.
Very good. And one more.
And this is a patient, he was in the banking business, he had ground his teeth down. He also had some sleep apnea, and so often with patients like that, they grind their teeth down. And in the back parts of the mouth, Armand, if you look closely, you can see some silver fillings that he had done. He found that over time he was not only breaking the fillings in some of the tooth, but he also found that food was getting packed in back there. So we restored his mouth with porcelain crowns in the posterior region. In the front, we were able to use porcelain veneers that go over the front and the edge. So again, we've eliminated the silver. He had no gold. We've also worked on we actually gave him a mouth prop to use at night so he doesn't grind his teeth so much. And the banking business, you know, isn't what it used to be. It's better these days. And so we got a very wonderful result.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Steve. And let me know when you're playing tennis in the senior games. I'll come watch you, even though I'm not old enough yet.
I'm not sure that's going to happen.
Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome.
Follow Steve's tips to take your teeth to the top, to cross the finish line with a winning smile. Give dentist Steve Marsh a call. His number's up next.
See what Dr. Stephen Marsh can do for your smile by calling 440-461-1003 or visit www.clevelandsmiles.com. Next, how much is your life insurance worth? Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. The National Senior Games may be in town, but the annual Cleveland Senior Walk has always been at home here. This Thursday, July 25th at 10 a.m., meet at the Cleveland Convention Center to step out with other seniors. Then stick around to enjoy some Olympic competition and to explore the Senior Olympics Arena, featuring booths, giveaways, and entertainment, all for free. To score more information, call the Cleveland Department of Aging at 216-664-2833.
Should you settle for less than the death benefit from your life insurance? Rick Nye says there may be times when the answer is yes. Rick's the CEO and president of Nye Financial Group, and he has settled in to explain life settlements for us. Thanks for joining us, Rick.
You're welcome, Armand.
What's a life settlement?
A life settlement is the sale of an existing in-force insurance policy to a third party for more than its cash surrender value, but less than its death benefit. Traditionally, or the market tends to lean towards policies on insureds that are, let's say, 70 years of age or older.
So this is especially good for older people.
The market bears for that, yes. It's because the pricing of the valuing of the policy is dictated by the life expectancy of the insured.
Is this new?
Relatively new. The life settlement market is about 25 years old, but its legal basis was formed on court cases way back in the early 1900s.
Why would one of our viewers want to sell their policy for less than the death benefit?
Well, maybe they can't afford the premium. Maybe the need for the insurance is no longer there. Maybe the sale, using the sale proceeds, and I do this on many occasions, determining there's value, using the sale proceeds and then purchasing more coverage, leveraging in that way, or using the sale proceeds to actually, with a newer policy, lower the ongoing premium that was being paid at that time.
And if I might raise a fifth one, for our viewers that just would like to get some money, maybe, a lot of times husband bought life insurance on his life to protect his wife. Wife predeceases.
Right.
And now, husband, either doesn't have children or, the kids are fine.
Right.
And the husband can cash in the policy, but maybe get more than the cash value by selling it in a life settlement and have money today to take a vacation.
Absolutely.
All right. How does the sale process work?
Well, there are players, let's say, involved in the life settlement. There are providers which assess the value of the policy and also house the policies for the next player is the funder who provides the investment capital. Then there's a broker who has the relationship with multiple funders and is in charge of trying to get the best value, best price for the policy, and then the agent, where I would act, has the direct relationship with the insured.
So if somebody's interested in this, if one of our viewers, should they call somebody like you, a financial advisor, to help direct them in the right way? Is that the best first step?
Absolutely. And you know, about 40 states have regulation on the life settlement. There are a few that don't. And providers, agents, brokers all have to be licensed. The state of Ohio is one of the strictest states, which offers a lot of comfort for me in the standpoint of providing value to my clients.
Is there, I mean, I know a lot of people, when they get to a certain age, you know, they either cash in the insurance, they just take the cash value and they're done. Mm-hmm. Is there any reason why anyone should cash in a policy without first checking to see whether they can get more than the cash value through a life settlement?
I think they need to check. Yes, they need.
I mean, it would be worth checking it.
It would be worth checking it, and
maybe they'll get more, maybe not.
And I could, in a very brief conversation, be able to let someone know whether or not we should pursue the settlement market.
Great information. Thanks, Rick.
Absolutely.
All right. Before you bet your life insurance on a life settlement, follow Rick's advice and get the facts. And to find out more, give Rick a call. His number's up next.
To learn more, call the Nye Financial Group Incorporated at 1-800-837-8848 or log on to their website, www.nygroup.com. Next, here's to your health. It's time to get up and go, an exercise minute on golden opportunities.
Hello everybody, I'm Mike Harvin from Breakout Fitness, and today we're here to show you how to work your back and your bicep muscles by doing a bent over row. You ready to show them?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. We're going to start standing with our feet shoulder width apart. We're going to have our dumbbells in our hands at our side. Now we're going to get in a slight squat position. All you want to do is kind of lean into that so the dumbbells can swing naturally out in front of you. From here, you're going to bring the dumbbells up to the chest, bringing your arms straight up to your back. Your elbows should become an extension of your shoulders. Slow and steady, slow and controlled movements. Don't bounce or rock when you're trying to bring those weights up. How you doing?
You too can look like us.
No time at all. Absolutely. Good job. All right, everybody. 12 to 15 repetitions, slow and controlled movements, and as always, remember to breathe. Now it's your turn to get up and go.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, please send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 23240 Chagrin Boulevard, Suite 450, Beechwood, Ohio, 44122.
Ear infections, fevers, the flu. If you're experiencing an alarming increase in infections, investigate the effectiveness of your immune system. Dr. Akhilesh Chokshi is here to direct us in determining when there are deficiencies in our immunity. Dr. Chokshi is the director of the Allergy and Immunology Clinic at Metro Health. Thanks for joining us, Doctor.
Sure.
So tell us about our immune system.
Yeah, the basic, the job of the immune system is to protect you from getting sick. So as you mentioned, if somebody is getting sick, and if you really are sick of getting sick, that is the way to think about it. That maybe your immune system is not putting the right foot front ahead of it and then taking care of it.
So if you're getting, a lot of colds or fever or whatever, and it may not just be colds, it may be because of a problem with your immune system.
Absolutely. Again, I would say it's a very good analogy to think that if you get a cold in the summer, that's a bad problem. Mm-hmm. If you're getting cold all year round, something is wrong with it. If you're getting a lot of pneumonia, sinus infection, one antibiotic doesn't do the job, you need 2 or 3 or 4 courses to get over, it means something is lacking within you.
Are immune deficiencies rare?
That's a very good question. Everybody, including a lot of my physician colleagues, will think it's rare, but it is actually not rare as a group. It is very common. 1 in 10,000 people will have it, and some diseases are so common 1 in 500 will have it. So every practicing doctor will at least have 1 immunology patient or immune deficiency patient. It's not that rare.
Is this more common among older people?
It is common across all the ages. Traditionally, doctors will think that kids will have the problem, and in olden days when therapies are not available, people used not to be able to survive, but now I see across all ages.
All right, so let's say we're getting a lot of colds or a lot of little illnesses, but they keep coming. And you check it out and you find out that there's a problem with the immune system. Can these be treated?
Absolutely. The test is very simple to be done. Again, I would say URI and cold is okay, but if you got pneumonia, sinusitis, a lot of antibiotic is needed, that is worth. Any doctor can write, and I think it's worth for audience to remember, it's called immunoglobulin G. If they should run the immunoglobulin, that is the most important protein which fights the infection. And the test could be done, at least it's a good starting point.
It's a blood test?
Evaluate. It's a blood test.
And then what's the treatment?
The treatment is very effective. If you're missing this immunoglobulin, we can actually take from healthy donors and infuse the patient with it. And the patient have very productive, fertile, full life.
Is that a shot or is it a pill? Or?
It's given two ways. It's given through IV access, through intravenous route, or at times we can give under the skin, like insulin shot. You get under the pump also. So two ways of delivering it.
So if someone's having uncommon colds or a number of illnesses like that, flus, etc., talk to their main physician, give somebody like you a call. Where do they go?
Yeah, I think they can talk to their doctor. They can also approach any allergy immunologist. I would reach out to the folks who are 50, 60 and up. Everything gets written down for getting old. A lot of these patients will have immune problem and they'll be missing. I have a lot of patients in 80s and 90s with this.
So a lot of times the doctors will just say you're getting old,
right,
when in fact they should be taking this blood test.
Yep, absolutely.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Sure thing.
Appreciate it. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, as Dr. Choksi said, take his advice and get your immunity evaluated. And to find out more, call Metro Health's Allergy and Immunology Clinic. The number is 216-778-2213, or go online to www.metrohealth.org/allergy clinic. My thanks to Dr. Choksi for joining us today.
Find out more by calling Metro Health at 216-778-7800 or visit www.metrohealth.org. Want more Metro Health medical information? Be sure to tune in to WTAM 1100 Radio each Saturday morning at 7 for Metro Health and You, hosted by Dr. Christine Alexander. Next, charging ahead to get your medical records.
Welcome to Breckenridge Village, a continuing care retirement community conveniently located in historic Willoughby, Ohio. Whether it's a luxury apartment, a spacious ranch home, or newly built brownstones, it's all here with the added security of knowing more care is available when you need it. Breckenridge Village offers an exciting and upbeat lifestyle, and the food is fabulous, and our staff makes you their #1 priority. Learn more about Breckenridge Village and come see our new Veal Wellness and Aquatic Center.
Did you miss a phone number or website? Here's your second chance, because we're going to list all that information again. Then we'll be back to tell you how prescribing a copy of your health records can cost you. Someday you might need your medical records. Maybe you've been denied insurance and can't understand why. Maybe you're concerned that the doctor or hospital messed up on a treatment. The law gives you a right, a legal right to your medical records, but they may come at a high cost. Here to explain is my law partner, Mike Solomon. Thanks for joining us, Mike. So, Mike, we have a legal right to get our healthcare records from a hospital or doctor, right?
Right, but the problem happens when, let's say, you want to get the records for a child or your spouse. then you don't have a right to get those without having a healthcare power of attorney. Then you can have access to the records.
All right, so let's talk about, is there a cost to getting those medical records?
Yes, there is. The copying costs are pretty significant. If you want a copy for the first 10 pages, it's $2.98 per page. The next 40 pages are 62 cents a page. And then after that, it's 26 cents. So if you were needing, let's say, 100 pages of records, that could cost you on the order of $67,000. Where if you went to Kinko's, for example, it might only cost you $13.
$67?
Yes.
Versus $13 at Kinko's.
That's right.
So you're paying a big premium.
Yes, that's right.
All right, so medical records are often kept electronically these days. I assume that the cost of getting electronic records is close to nothing.
You would think so, but the answer is no. There's no change. They still can charge you the same amount of dollars when they print out those records.
The amounts you gave, are those numbers mandated, or could the hospital or doctor charge you less?
Those are ceilings. The hospital doctors can't charge you more than that. They can always charge you less, and many do charge you less, but that's the maximum they can charge you.
All right, and we put up on the screen the maximums. Those are it. So is there any way we can look at our medical records for nothing?
Well, yes, you could go to the doctor's office or the hospital and ask to see your records, but then if you say, now I want to copy them, they're going to be able to charge you the same amounts again.
And last question, how much time does a hospital or a doctor have to get those records to you?
Well, in Ohio, it's a reasonable time. Some states actually have statutes that say when they can provide it. It might run from as little as 5 days to maybe 60 days to get you the records.
Good information, Mike. Thanks. Yes, your medical records are your records, but doctors and hospitals can charge for the privilege of getting copies of your records. We'll be right back.
Call Budish, Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information or to schedule a speaker for your organization. Or log on to www.budishandsolomon.com.
Thanks for joining us on next week's show. Has the real estate market really recovered? Let's see if you should be sold on selling. Then it's time to get in the game. We'll coach you to develop healthy habits. It's the dog days of summer and you're so doggone hot, we'll pause, that's P-A-W-S, to help keep your health in this heat. Plus, if you're having a doozy of a time with dizziness, we'll propose patterns to prevent it and how to avoid the latest identity theft scam. Until next week, please make the most of your golden opportunities.
Would you like to join our kitchen conversation? All you have to do is call toll-free 1-877-765-1543 and leave us your question, name, and phone number. Or log on to www.golden.tv for all the latest information and show updates.